All right, it is 14 nights sleep away from the big one, 6th of July, and we're already taking our all-to-comes into that big one at Hollywood Bet's Greyville, that is at Durban. But for now, we're going to be looking ahead to building up our resources in the Port Elizabeth region, Gqeberha, where we're racing on the turf as we go to Fairview for a 12:25 start to the first of 8. Nina Podesta joining us shortly. And of course, remember, give us your thoughts on what should be the forthcoming field announced on Tuesday. That is also at Hollywood Bets Greyville for the big one on the 6th of July. Wherever you are, very warm welcome to you. It is looking at the betting for that first one, and we have a 5 to 10 favorite in the form of the Tara Lang Trained. Once raised to Frederico's Passion, and that is at 5 to 10. The second favorite is the 9, a First Wish at 9 to 2. 7 to 1 is the 6, Pomo's a big spender, first timer. 5 Nike's Ray of Light is at 9 to 1. It's 12s and better bar those. Mr. Podesta, it's always a wonderful, wonderful time to be bidding you a warm welcome on a Friday. And it is quite warm in Joburg. It is winter, but given the low temperatures we've had, it is quite a warm start. How are you doing?
Good morning, Cecil. I'm very well, thank you. From a very chilly Cape Town.
You chose to stay there. But let's warm ourselves up with the start of the bipot. 1, 2, and 9, I think I saw when they were looking at your graphics. Tell us more. 2, Frederico's Passion, I thought would be a banker for everybody.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be, and I do suggest for those with a limited budget to bank Federico's Passion. I've seen odds on getting beaten in PE the last couple of weeks, and I've gone out the bipot first leg with a 7 to 10 and a 4 to 10. So I'm going the safe route. I like a bit of number 1, bring some Cape Town form to it. It's got top jockey for Lingagula, ran behind one stripe, and actually beat number 5, Nike's Ray of Light, but 10 lengths behind Play Act. So definitely those playing quartets and trifecta, put that in at 16 to 1. It can make it pay. And I've added number 9, Richard Fourie for Snaith. I've gone 1, 2, and 9. Hopefully I double up.
All right, the 9 is a filly. Number 9 once raced, and it's looking at 90 Rand, the outlay to that bipot. It is starting with race 1, and that is 25 past 12. Remember, our handle is X, and also you can get in touch with us via our WhatsApp number. Our X handle, of course, is being displayed at the bottom of the screen there. Get in touch. It is 2 weeks to go. Right, Nino, we are going to be talking to you shortly about that second race, but for now, let's have a look at the betting, and we have another odds-on favorite. This time it is Richard Fourie and Alan Krief teaming up with the Fantasy Girl, coming out of a very, very strong form line last time out behind Mrs. Predator. 13 to 20, 33 to 10 is the 6, the Ginger Palace, 4 to 1 and better bar those. Now, you say bankers can get rolled in PE, first leg, but they can also get rolled in leg 2 of your bipot, and you bank at the 4 Fantasy Girl. I'm not casting any aspersions on you, but Fantasy Girl does look a one hard to beat in race 2.
Yes, Cecil, I agree with you. You can ignore the last round. She was hanging badly over the 1,000. I think she's going to be much, much better over the 1,400, and I don't see much opposition. So I'm confidently tipping Fantasy Girl to win and banker in the PA and the bipot. The dangers is obviously Extraction and Ginger Palace.
All right, so that is banker the 4 in leg number 1 of the PA. That was also our banker in the bipot. That is leg 2. Race 2, please take note, is off at 12:55. A quick form update about the 2. Dirty Mimosa finished 5th, and that was 2.60 lengths behind Fanny Kimball. And the 3 Extraction, that finished 4th, 8 lengths behind a certain Confetti. That is the first leg of the PA, banker the 4. We move on to race 3, which means it is a pick 6 time, a maiden plate over the 1,100 meters. A few of these I've met before, but I do believe that we will be talking about the bottom end of the card, and that is the 2-year-old, one of the 2-year-olds. But the favorite in a race number 3 goes by the name September Flower. That is at 12 to 10, shortened in from 25 to 20. The 10, a Tartan Queen. That's another 2-year-old in the race, 4 to 1, 9 to 2, and a better bar those. Is this an indictment on the older horses, Nino, that we have the 2-year-olds dominating the betting, 12 to 10 and 4 to 1? Or is it a case of the older horses have had their fair share of chances and come out of poor form lines?
Yeah, I think the latter is correct, Cecil. And the older horses are struggling a little bit to break the maidens, and the younger horses, I think, are improving. Uh, and get to September Flower. She ran in front of the 10, having her first run. And I think she'll confirm that form line with the Tartan Queen. And also, how well have the One World's been doing? I think they need one more to break the record of the most winners in a season,
That's right.
individual winners.
Indeed, that is for a freshman sire. And I see here you've gone with the pick three, sir. 1, 9, and 10. You've thrown in the one and got your buzz. And then you've got the 2-year-olds, 9 and 10. In the second leg, the 1 and 3. And then in leg 3, which will be race number 5, you've got Banker the 3, whom we'll touch on when we get to the first leg of the jackpot. That is the pick 3, suggested by Nino, starting race number 3 at 1:30. All right, so 2 weeks to wait to the big feature race day in Durban. But of course, you've got no features this weekend, but a lot of competitive racing. Don't forget, you've got the World Cup Cricket T20 in America and the Caribbean. And of course, the Euros into their second week as of this evening. And some very, very good contests. Don't forget, you can go onto our Betway website and get all the soccer bets, variety of soccer bets into the racing. Very, very user-friendly indeed is the Betway website. Now, let's talk about race 4, the first leg of the jackpot at Fairview. And here we've got the 1, King of Queens, as your favorite at 22 to 10, 72, the 9, Statesman. And nibble at the 3, Spec Magic, Smango Kumalo for Kelly Mitchley, and that is at 9 to 2, 13 to 2, and better bar those. Now, talk about trappy races. I think race number 4 is a case in point. And now I know why you didn't give us a pick 6 today, Nino.
Yes, I mean, the minefield of the race. Even though I like Spec Magic to beat King of Queen. I mean, King of Queen has run 5 seconds. He just doesn't seem to get his head in front at the post. He's a bridesmaid, so probably will run second again today. But Cecil, after that, it does get very trappy. Horses like Williams Legacy can definitely win back on the turf. Look out for Gold Gunner, bringing some Cape form from the Brett Crawford stable. Anchorman, Tyron's Vision, King Sailor, Mr. Speaker, they can all win. A very trappy race, and I suggest pick sixes go very, very wide.
Okay, that's jackpot. You've done just that. You've gone the field in the first leg, and we've got that 3 that I alluded to. We'll touch on when we get to race number 5. That is a jackpot suggestion from Nino. It is 70 Rand the outlay, and hopefully you can catch it a couple of times, maybe a double up somewhere along the line. But that is 2 bankers and virtually 2 fields. Okay, so let's go back to Fairview for race number 5. This is the first leg of the second and final jackpot, and this is where we've seen the 3 feature prominently in the selections so far submitted by Nino in his exotics. Let's have a look at where that 3 is in the betting. That is Juan Carlos, and that is a 2 to 1 Chase Mojan for Tara Lang, who could by now be celebrating a double, or at least by the end of race number 5. The 8 to Harold the Duke, 15 to 4. 11 to 2 numbers 4, Lado's Pride, and the 6 Excel also 11 to 2. 13 to 2 has been shortened into 6 to 1 about the 5. Nothing else matters, which is no surprise. It is 7s also nibbled at the 11. Schlante Mlath, that is saddlecloth number 11. Right, let's get to Nino now. I see Nothing Else Matters, who was beaten by Juan Carlos by that 2.5 lengths. That's your banker, Juan Carlos, by the way. But is 2 kgs better off? I dare say you're not convinced about the stamina over 2,400 meters.
No, 2 kilos. I thought that Carlos won so impressively last time. Of course, the first time going the 2-4 at Fairview. Unbeaten over the course. 1 run, 1 win. And I'm impressed. So, in my opinion, I think he's going to follow up. And I'm very confident that he will win again. So I've banked him. Obviously, Nothing Else Matters. Is going to get much closer to him. I don't know if the 2 kilos is going to be enough to overturn that winning margin. But definitely a danger. And Harold the Duke, I give a chance to. I don't know if Elada's Pride will see out the distance. But if he does, He's also can be a runner. Excel can improve. You know, if you go beyond John Carlos, you're going to have to add a few, sir.
Now, we
But
like the statement.
for me, yes.
We like your statement there, and we really do respect it. And Juan Carlos, we're going to go with you. Banker certainly in the buy pot, so you bank it in the two jackpots. First leg of jackpot 2. And just that form update before we leave. Allowed us pride a winner just a week ago over the 2,000 meters on the poly, and that was 2 lengths ahead of the second place horse Downing 7. And that merit rating has been up from 74 to 79, and that mass has gone up from that card at 59 to 61.5, but they do have a 4 kg claimer. All right, so do keep in touch. It is a long weekend of racing ahead. Racing this afternoon at Fairview continues with race 6 Turpentine tomorrow inside the track, and that is side by side with Hollywood Bets at Kenilworth. And then Sunday we are in Pietermaritzburg for racing at Scottsville. Let's get to our betting for race number 6. This is a classified stakes over the mile, so we drop down from 2,400 to the 1,600 for race number 6. And your favoritism in race number 6 currently sits with the in fact, very open-looking race. The 7 Outer Dimension at the 33 to 10 with the 2 launch code, and Scampton they won. So I've gone back to front 1, 2, and 7, all at a 33 to 10. Does that tell the full story? Silver Tycoon. Now I picked this up. Change of jockey. Backed in from 14 to 1 to 4 to 1 last time out, and is now into 11 to 2 from 11 to 2 from 13 to 2. Mr. Podesta, tell us more about Silver Tycoon. I know you've got it in your second jackpot, but you stop with Outer Dimension, so you go from 1 to 7, and you leave out numbers 8, 9, and 10. I know that, of course, budgets are tight. The
Yes.
5 Silver Tycoon. Tell us more.
Well, if you like it, then it's got to have a chance. I've been very, excuse me, I've been very disappointed with this horse. It's been backed, and I know other people have liked it a few runs. Sorry, Nick, they've actually tipped it to me a couple of times, and it's been nothing but disappointing. Look, Cecil, my first choice in the race is number 1, Scampton, with Louis McCoxer back on the saddle. And my outsider, and the horse that I think must not be left out of anything, is number 3, Gunsmoke.
I
At
knew you were
16
going
to
there.
1, I think that's an absolutely wrong price.
All right, so 1, 2, 4, 6, 7 by 2 Gunsmoke. Looking for win number 5 at the 36th outing. Tara Lang again, and it is Chase Mojan, draws 7 out of 10, and should give a good account. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Yes, sir.
Just take note that Gunsmoke, I think, is also unbeaten over course and distance.
Unbeaten over course and distance, 1 from 1. It could be 2 from 2 if it's Nino's wish. It's a noble tune. 5-year-old Chase Mojan, he's been aboard how many times? 4 times. And he's been aboard with 2 wins and a second to show on his CV. All right, so we move on to the last chance to be involved in a double in Quebec this afternoon. And that is with the running of race 7 at Racing Today. Fillies and Mares at 78. Have you watched Racing Today? Please make sure you do watch it. It is certainly one of the it shows right now as far as horse racing is concerned. 1,600 meters is a trip to race number 7. Let's have a look at the betting. The 14 to 10 favorite, and of course out of a very useful mum. And that is For All We Know. Was 14 to 10 overnight, is now 13 to 10 races in those very famous silks of the Divine Investments. Number 3, Treasure Hunt, also been nibbled at. From 9 to 2 is now as short as 7 to 2. 7 to 1 is the one as fate has it. And the 4 Unyielding, along with the supported numbers 5 Global Rush and the 9 Sun Spectacular are all at 8 to 1. The latter 11's into 8 to 1, and that's number 9 is Sun Spectacular. So do take note of that money. Now, Mr. Podesta, the mother of For All We Know, certainly a very decent racehorse, and of course that name rings memories or brings back memories of my youth. One of the big songs when I was just really breaking out into the big world.
Oh, Cecil, Love is in the Air.
Love is in the
Ran
Air.
in Cape Town. I think it was trained by Beth, wasn't it?
It was trained by Candice Bass Robinson, yes, indeed.
Or was it not her father? Was it not Mike at that time?
Well,
Mike
it was, it could be Mike as well, but she was always part of the stable, so we just go with the present moniker. But either way, very
Exactly.
useful sort and very famous source indeed of the breeders.
Very famous, the vines, the veins,
Yes,
as you want to call them,
yes,
and very impressive last time. Even though it was on the poly, he
yeah.
has one on the turf over course and distance. I think he's had 2 runs for a win and a fourth. But last time, oh, so impressively. And definitely the horse to beat. Look out for Treasure Hunt. I mean, this horse has run against much stronger with behind And We Dance and Luna Halo. And number 4, Unyielding, also ran behind Luna Halo. But in my opinion, I think that for all we know, will take all the beating. The dangers are Treasure Hunt and Unyielding. And for those that are playing pick sixes, I think those 3 should be enough.
Thank
I
you.
wouldn't go any further than that.
All right, by this time we were going into the second last leg of the pick six, and from your mouth to God's ears, they have gone the 3 horses you have named. But for all we know, is the selection race 7, number 2, Richard Free and Alan Clear. Hopefully you've taken your pick sixes via Betway, our proud sponsors of Awaited to Win, and you're anxiously with that finger on the app itself to see exactly how much you're going to collect if you've gone wide at the back. This is the last one on the afternoon in Quebec, where the weather is said to be holding up, will be holding up this afternoon for our 8-race program. Talking about race number 8, that is the finale due off at 16:35, which is an extra Fairview race meeting. Take note, Monday, the 24th of June, merit rated 78 handicap, and that's over the 1,000 meters. So we look forward to going back to Quebec in a few days' time. In the betting, it is a big field, and the ex Tony Peter trained 3 Siberian Steel, 7-2, nibbled in from the 15-4. Number 1 Tuscan Gold, 11-2, 6-1 also a nibble at the 5 Forest Spy, 7-1 about the 17 Raptor Island, 8-1 now from 10-1 is the 9 Captain TikTok. I could go on and on and on. It is a trappy ending, but these are the sort of races we want to catch that big quartet, and hopefully Nino has got a couple of floaters for us, or he's got an affirmative selection. Which is it? Affirmative selection or a double floating banker or a floating banker for the quartet, sir?
I've floated 1 and 3 in a trifecta with the field.
Okay.
Now, this is either a race where Siberian Steel, who I think on the line through Jewel Cat, should have the beating of Forest Spy. You can work it out, and you can see there that Siberian Steel gave Forest Spy 1.5 kilos, was beaten short-head, and Siberian Steel. Forest Spy received 2.5 from Jewel Cat and beat him by a quarter of a length. So on level weight, Siberian Steel should have the beating of Forest Spy. If it's not Siberian Steel, then this is open for a big result. Our lurkers in the race, Cecil, is number 7, Storm Player, and number 2, European Summer. But
You've gone for
I'm
Storm
in
Player.
the camp of Siberian Steel to beat Tuscan Gold and Storm Player.
Yeah, you've gone for Storm Player a few times as a lurker. Hopefully today it comes good for you. Nearly ran into the first tee the last time behind a Body Electric, so we'll keep that in mind. Nino, a wonderful weekend ahead to you, sir, and hopefully we will see you in the next couple of weekends somewhere in the world. But for now, we wish you well, and we'll be following with keen interest these selections. Very good morning to you.
Thank you, Cecil, and I